Welcome to the stream. Today on Genshin Impact. Hopefully no demonic food beyond this point. But somewhat demonic. Last time I was trying very hard to avoid continuing a story while visiting Shaoying village. But it turns out the quest is actually not quite in Shaoying village. So there wasn't really much of a risk. But today we will continue that. On first arriving at Chenyu Vale, you are asked by the Adeptus Fujin to help investigate imbalances in the local water and soil. I guess we do that today. Also, Turtle. Turtle has decided we are not dangerous. That's its own mistake! Never mind. Oh, well, I guess this is already part of the village.
I wonder how much we'll make this year.
Youngsters, over here. Finally, you're here. Is something the matter? My cat is stuck on the roof. It cannot get off. Oh. Are you, young lady? Are you the daughter of the Feiyun Commerce Guild's manager? Strange. All the rumors I heard spoken of a young master. Nope. We are here to investigate. Oh my, so you aren't the Commerce Guild's young lady? My apologies. I was considering only your wondrously fashionable attire and your flying companion. Your conduct too was so unlike ours that I assumed that you must have come from Liyue Harbor to discuss matters with us. Lu, I am surnamed. Well, I'm Li. Fun that. And all in the village call me Grandpa Lu. Apologize, I must. Recent years have not been kind. I have not even the tea to treat you to as guests. The Adepti will certainly not be satisfied with the tea ceremony this year. Huh? Grandpa Lu, the stuff right by you. Aren't those tea leaves? No, those have left. The quality is far too lacking. How could I possibly serve such things to my guests? Speaking honestly, we are waiting for someone from the Feiyun Commerce Guild, for we must discuss with them the tea leaf problem. They are our biggest customers after all. The crux of the matter is that this batch of tea is simply unsatisfactory, whether it be in terms of taste or quantity. Sorry. This is an open secret among tea merchants. Old law. The village chief has also decided that no tea may be sold until the quality problem is solved. I have heard tell that the young master of the Commerce Guild is exceptionally smart and skilled. If he has caught wind that this year's harvest was lacking in both quality and quantity, I thought he would come in person. Or if not, send someone here. So here I wait. Good luck. Anyway, the problem with the tea leaves, I believe it lies with the soil. Problem with the soil? Indeed, I've lived here my whole life and worked with tea since I was but a wee lad, and I can notice problems that others may miss. As I see it, and may Adeptus Fujin bless us, it must be an imbalance in our soil and water. Too much soil, too little water. Adeptus Fujin. Oh, so you've also heard the tale. That's quite rare, even among locals, few remember. Well, we met them many years ago. Liuying village was nothing but a barren hill. Terrifying demons dwelt there, and it was all thanks to Adeptus Fujin that the demons were defeated, and tea trees were planted, allowing our ancestors to come live here. But if it really a problem with the water and soil, then I don't know what we can do about it. Actually, that's exactly what we've been asked to come investigate. Oh, so does that mean you believe me, young lady? Yes, I do. Is that so? Then that makes things easy. Come, I'll bring the tea leaf samples, and let's go have a talk with old Law. Something wrong, Grandpa Lu. I forgot. Law died. Young ladies, if it isn't too much trouble, could you pretend you are from the Feon Commerce Guild when we are meeting with old Law? Village Chief Law is a good person, but how to put this? He puts more trust in machines, cultivation techniques, fertilizers and things like that. I mentioned an imbalance in the soil and water before, and we parted on bad terms. But if it was the young lady of the Feon Commerce Guild... I guess I'll give it a try. Doesn't seem like a good plan to Paimon. Lying. We are not good at that. Don't worry. Even if he sees through it, it's nobody's idea but mine. None of the blame shall fall on you. Let's go. Chenyu's Blessing of Sunken Jade. Let's have some tea. Dog. The blossoming warmth of Liuying sunlight. It's nighttime. Awoo! Grrr. There's a scratch here on the dog's head that looks like it was made by a cat's claw. You seem to be having a bad time with cats. This cat, perhaps? I do not have any fish. How? Sir Pouncelot must be fed. Wait. Fish seized from a pelican's mouth. You do not just want fish, you want very special fish. That explains why I do not have fish. Meow. Touch the dish. Meow. A pelican's mouth. Let's keep that in mind. Wait, where are we going? We are just in the village. Uncle Law, this batch still isn't any good. They're not fragrant enough when you dry them, and they get so dry and brittle that you can't even put them in the roller. Even the ones that survive the secondary process come out on the other end a complete disaster. Are you sure it isn't a problem with the machine? Are you sure you haven't forgotten how to operate it? What a thing to say. How could we dare to be careless when you are looking over our shoulders? How could you indeed? Ah yeah, it's Grandpa Lou. Jin, get back to work. And this respectable looking young miss is... I am but one who comes to the aid of the oppressed in their moment of need. A disciple of the Guhua. What the heck? And you even proclaim yourself a member of the Guhua clan. This is the young lady of the Phaeon Commerce Guild. She really likes reading wandering hero novels for fun, and the landscape of Chenyu Vale is filled with a mysterious mystique. It must have gone to her head. This is my servant. It will suffice to call her Mini Pie. Yes, that's it. Call me Mini Pie. Oh, in that case, welcome, welcome. A guest like you is a rare treat indeed. We have been quite reliant on the assistance of the Commerce Guild for many a year. But as for what's happening this year, I suspect you have already heard about it. What's wrong? You're looking pretty miserable. Did Jin mess up at work again? You old, mocking me again. My apologies, dear guest. Normally I would invite guests from afar to sample our new teas, but this year's batch, well, you know. No tea? Are you seriously going to let me, the young lady... The young lady is indeed very concerned about the tea leaves and is here to see if there's anything that can be done to help. So, Chief Law, there's no need to be so tied up with formalities. Very well then. To tell the truth, this batch of tea leaves is no good either. They can't be dried, and I can't tell if they were bad when they were picked or if it's a problem with the machine in our workshop. How is that difficult? Why not just use some of the older leaves you have in stock and see if the product you get from drying them is any different? If the product is normal, then you'll know it's a problem with the machine. Seriously, I've told you before. Forget it. And we have important guests present, and we'll give your method a try. Jin, do we have any fresh tea leaves remaining from old batches? There's some in the warehouse. What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, good one. We've been talking here for a good long while, and you weren't listening to a single word, were you? Go fetch some of the older batches and process it along with some of the newer stuff that Grandpa Lou brought using the machine. Don't you dare skip a single step, I'll be watching you. Feels like all the people here get along very well. How about this? I see our two guests are quite young. They might prefer snacks to tea tasting. Why not turn the two batches into tea cakes? The quality of each will be evident with a single taste. What do you think, old law? Agreed. We'll do just that. Jin, listen up. Take these two batches of tea leaves and make them into two different tea cakes. One cake from each batch. Don't you dare get even a single leaf mixed up. Yes, sir, Uncle Lou. You want me to mix them all into one cake? No, you idiot. How far? I can't even. Jin has hearing problems. That must be it. Yeah, sorry for the long wait. We've got both tea cakes here. Let's try them one at a time, shall we? Well, how's the taste? The first one tasted a bit strange, but the second one was delicious. You're seriously going to let me, the young lady, eat? Hey, knock it off, Lihon. I, the young lady, share Mini Pie's opinion. The tea cakes made from the tea we had in stock. Taste fine. Alright, you win. So according to you, the tea processing machinery is fine. In other words, the problem is with the tea itself. This new batch of tea, it's just not as good as before. Fischl, why? We have turned into Fischl. So the water and soil. Perhaps it's the cauldron that's the problem. It's old and in disrepair, which must have offended the adeptus, causing the tea to deteriorate. Oh no, it's the soil and the water. It's the elements that nourished soil. Enough. Let's get the technician in charge of the tea cauldron in here first. It's that Fontanian, the one from the Fontaine Research Institute. Hot. What was it again? Name such a pain to pronounce. Jin, go get her, would you? Jin? Jin? He left. He's on break. Just where did that lazy loafer abscond to this time? That brainless nitwit. I was going to have him go to the Shillong Wharf and search for our technician. About Shillong Wharf. The port to the west. It's much smaller than Liyue Harbor. The specialties we export to Fontaine and Sumera, along with the oddities we import from them, go through it. A whole lot of our tea is also transported through there. Though this batch of tea leaves isn't any good, and until we figure out why and solve the problem, we won't sell anything to outsiders. The last thing we want to do is to ruin Xiaoying Village's good name. So you see, honored guests, I'm really sorry, but I need to trouble you to go to Shillong Wharf and find our technician, Miss Oat Moon Tan Yi. It's more likely than not she's found herself a show there that she can't tear her eyes off. How could you possibly dare to ask our guest to do such a thing? Old Law, you misunderstand me. Our honored guest already had business to attend to at Shillong Wharf, and it would just be passing along a message on their way. It's nothing, really. Is that so? Is that so? It would seem to be so. I'm truly sorry. Then if you would, honored guests, Old Lu, I'll leave it to you to accompany them. Hiya! Thanks for your hard work. You scared Old Law so much he was jumping at his own shadow. Ha. Mentioned earlier that you are here to investigate the water and soil, right? Best you head over to Shillong Wharf then. It isn't far from the headwaters, and there are ruins left by the Adepti along the way, so if you are looking for clues, there's your best bet. As for passing a message to Old Moon Tan Yi, well, please lend a hand, would you? Give Old Law some peace of mind so he doesn't worry himself to death. For the young lady, this but a trifling matter. Hey, why are you still acting? The show's over, and Paimon just realized what's with Mini Pie anyway. Anyway, just leave it to us. You can rest easy, Grandpa Lu. Such great kids you are. Really great kids. Oh, right. I noticed that you two really enjoy the tea cake. Why don't I teach you the recipe? Next time you come by some quality tea leaves, you'll be able to make some for yourself. In any case, safe travels. Be careful on mountain paths and mind you don't slip. Fine tea, full moon. And now we go to the wharf. Along this path, I guess. Along this deer, I guess. That's not a deer, that's a goat. Oh, goat. We really in it now. What? Meh. That's a cat, not a goat. Close enough. Do I not have a bow on any team? It seems to be the case. In that case... We don't have a hydro bow, do we? That is not something that exists. How do thing? Let's do this then.
The hunt begins.
Yes. Hunt for these things. Chests not to be opened. Huh, a golden cup. Seems quite similar to the adapter energy that the adapters used. Cat, after the fish. Fish will why? Fish why? Child is what? Hi? Fish, why did you lead us here?
Burst forth.
Fire! Well,
Ah, a water bow. Yes, I guess. You are correct.
hiya!
But not someone we do have. That is. Ah, Li Huan, Paimon, you two are indeed brilliant. As expected, upon seeing my dissipated adaptal energy, you immediately understood the situation. Of course, we are super duper experienced adventurers, you know. Still, why didn't you say anything sooner? You didn't just forget, did you? About that. Should not the path of the Adepti be full of challenges? This merely a test of your wisdom. It was you who brought us here. Speaking of which, just what's the point with the soil and water you mentioned before? Grandpa Liyue was also sure that this was behind the deteriorating quality of the tea leaves. Yes, you have seen Xiaoying village. Should the quality and quantity of tea leaves continue to decline, so will the village, until finally, in the years to come, it degenerates back into what it was millennia ago, a desolate mountain forest. I understand what you mean. I do have Yelan though. Yes, okay, we do have water bow. Thanks for reminding me. That's kinda hard to wrap your brain around. Bad tea really destroy Xiaoying village. It is true, the Lord of Geo would not stand idly by as disaster befell. Were the sky to collapse, the conqueror of demons and other adepti would do their utmost to support it. Could the waters under Xiaolong Wharf breach the dikes and flood, Liyue Harbor would aid the villagers. Without tea, this stretch of mountain wood, or Xiaoying village rather, would lose its very reason to exist in human eyes. That makes sense. When you put it like that, Paimon understands. Even Paimon understands. So, are you two willing to help me correct the imbalance in the water and soil? What do you say, Mini Pie? Who the heck is Mini Pie? Never heard the name before. But Paimon wants to help Adeptus Fujin and Xiaoying village. When she thinks about such delicious tea cakes being lost forever just because there's no good tea, it would be a big shame, wouldn't it? Yes, that's excellent. Your willingness is commendable. One is quite grateful to you both. Now, back to business. When it comes to how to resolve the disharmony in the soil and water, one is indeed well aware of what to do. First, you two must go up against the currents and seek the jade treasures thrown into the waters. In the end, we must perform the ancient rain jade rite once more, dispelling the miasma that has settled over the mountains and fields and into the rivers and restoring the water veins and soil. Okay, got it. But just how do we do the ritual? Adeptus Fujin, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. As for the ritual, it's still a bit early for that. Well then, we'll see each other later. Goodbye. And she's gone. According to her, we need to go against the current. That just means upstream, right? Hey, that's the same direction as Xiaolong Wharf. Let's go. We are being watched. Also.
Kamisato Ayaka, present.
Totally have Yelan on a team. So let's use that team, I guess. It's the team we used last time. And it didn't get to do any fighting, perhaps. I don't think there was any fighting last stream. This person is in trouble. We do not care. We can in fact just teleport. I was fighting. Multiplayer kind. True. Though I don't understand it in the least, I still think it's amazing. Just watching her stand there singing, or sing while walking around, or sing while sitting, and then sing while she lifts her hand, and slowly let it fall, all the while ceaselessly singing. I really don't know what kind of magical powers the old lady has. Babbling, chanting, singing, and reciting, and singing, and crying, and reciting, and singing. I haven't got a clue what she's saying, but it's amazing. Little Mao, can you understand? Haha, that's just how opera singing is. And weren't there fight scenes later? There was that old dude who could do 88 flips and tricks. Riveting stuff! What's riveting is your face paint. Yeah, it's great. It's just a shame that I don't understand a thing. A whole bunch of people fighting and jumping all over the place. All super flashy and such. One-on-one, several all fighting each other. 5 or 6 taking turns. It's just almost addictive. Hello, we are looking for a technician from Fontaine. Chief Law and Grandpa Lu said, what name did they give us again? Oat Moon Tan Yi. Yep, sounds like Grandpa Lu sent you alright. Just call me Haute Montage. Haute Montagne? French. I'm a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. Oat Mountain. I am but one who comes to the aid of the oppressed in their moment of need, a disciple of the Guhua. What do you mean? You're from the Guhua clan? Alright, so she is Li Huan and Paimon's Paimon. It was Grandpa Lu who sent us looking for you. Miss Li Huan, Miss Paimon, hello. I'm Little Mao, friend of mountains. And this is a mountain of oats. Yes, that's what my name means. Haute Montagne can be a bit hard to pronounce, so I asked Little Mao to just call me that. I will also just call you that then, Mountains. Really, quite an interesting pair. How did you two meet? It was quite fortuitous. Last year I went to the mountains in the south for a spell and got lost in the fog. A huge beast the size of Cal Etienne Louis was glaring at me, and I thought I was done for, but just then a little kid suddenly shouted at me. I followed the sound through the mist and got out, and was saved. Otherwise I would have been eaten just like that, and my family in Fontaine wouldn't even have been able to claim compensation on my account. I know more about what goes on in the mountains than the grown-ups. Is that so? You're amazing, little Mao. Mountain, Grandpa Lu and Chief Law are looking for you. We hear about the tea cauldron in Xiaoying village. Alright, got it. I'll be there in a jiffy. All the shows here are just too good. I ended up watching several, one right after the other, and now my legs have fallen asleep. But I just can't understand a word. What sorts of stories are they telling? It's about how way back when, a huge cub and a monster from the mountains fought. You kill me, I kill you story. In the end, everybody dies. The best kind. That's a pretty concise summary. But don't talk about killing and dying so much, little Mao. If you think about that kind of stuff too much, you might become the villain when you grow up. Since those in Xiaoying village are waiting for me, it's time to go. See you all later. Let's go watch the shows here again when you are about to head back to Fontaine. Okay, now that we've solved the puzzle, we can go back to business. Little Mao, how about you? What are you two going to do? Huh? To be honest, we're not quite sure how to explain it. The water and soil in Chenyu Vale are kinda out of whack, and we need to cure them for everything in Chenyu Vale to get better. I get it. Miss Paimon is trying to say that we need to restore nature. Hey, that's right. You're really amazing, little Mao. You got it right away. Restoring nature, you say? Did someone talk to you about that? That's right. A friend who's always taking care of me told me she wants to restore nature too. If we restore nature, everything will get better. So I want to help too. She also told me about you two. Oh, so you've seen her too? Huh? You mean my friend? Of course. Silly Miss Paimon. How could we be friends if I'd never seen her? Fair point. That makes things easier. Actually, we want to... Paimon remembers we need to find the Jade treasures in the water, and then do some rain Jade right. But even though we've come upstream, we still haven't found any clues. Ah, I know. Come with me. I'll show you where to look. What? Is it really that easy? Little Mao, your friend wants to restore nature, right? Yeah, she told me a lot, such as stories from before Xiaoying village became Xiaoying village, how the tea trees came to be, and more. She said that things will get worse and worse in Chenyu Vale if the natural order isn't restored. Oh, looks like we are on the same page then. Little Mao, just said you knew where we could find leads, right? Yeah. I don't know if it will help, but when you mentioned Jade treasures and Rain Jade and stuff, I just thought of it. Come with me. Yep, let's go. Just lots of Jade. Here, over here. Whoa, slow down. Watch your step. There's moss on the cliff. It's slippery. Paimon can fly. There's a cavern behind this waterfall. Try not to get soaked. Eh, it's blocked off. How about you give that adaptal energy a go, D1? How? Where? The rocks here seem a little too loose. Be careful. Let's break it apart. Maybe something good will hide. What kind of weird logic is that? Oh, These are breakable rocks. I do see them. And we do have someone that is very good at blowing things up.
Jumpy Dumpty go!
Huh. Now this is what we call something. You're amazing, Miss Liyue. I know I am. There's more water in here than before. Maybe I'll have to swim in next time. What a huge claw mark and paw prints. Like some huge wild beast left them behind. Yeah, huge, right? Huge. Secret passage behind the waterfall. So decadent. I'm surprised it's not a domain. But an actual area we get to explore. Including chest. This is my secret base. I'm stealing your food. Oh, we found some of these paintings, right? While we were just exploring. I guess this is what they are for. This is it. It's the clue I wanted to show you before, right here. What on Tevat is that? It's so covered in moss that Paimon can't make heads or tails of it. Some people are praying to something. Wasn't any moss the last time I came here. Let's burn it all down. No need to worry, little Mao. It's so humid here that it's no wonder there isn't moss growing everywhere. There must be a way to clear it away. Clean the mural. With bombs. No. With water. With adaptal energy. The moss came loose. Woohoo! It's still on fire. Look, Liyue, look. It's a scene of ancient people attending a festival and performing a ritual. Pretty different from the festivals we have today, huh? Although the grown-ups in the city and the village all say that the Lord of Geo was the first to arrive in Chenyu Vale, I've heard that the people in the picture actually got here even earlier than he did. People back then used to throw bits of magic jade into the river, and they'd float along until they sank to the bottom. They saw it as a way to guarantee good weather, prevent the river from flooding, and ensure that the soil would be fertile. Based on what we previously discussed, I'm guessing that Chenyu Vale will only be fixed after we found some jade that was thrown into the river in ancient times. That makes sense, doesn't it? Wow, you're so knowledgeable. Was your friend also the one who told you these stories? These legends are fascinating. Yep, and everyone will be really blessed and live happily ever after and all that. But I much prefer hearing her stories about ancient wars and battles. She told me that the warriors back then were all giants who were over 10 feet tall. The warriors of Chenyu Vale were covered in tattoos, and they had these massive jade axes that could chop a person in half in the blink of an eye. And the Millelith, led by none other than the Lord of Geo himself, were even tougher. They clad themselves in suits of armor that weighed over 1,000 pounds and fought with 100-pound spears. Apparently, everyone was at war back then, so much so that Bishui River turned crimson red. Exciting. Later on, the mountains to the south became full of ghosts from that era. Even now, those who wander through the mountains might still be able to catch their singing on the wind. Egg! I don't think these stories are meant for kids. Yeah, it sounds terrifying. Mountain's right. You shouldn't dwell on this stuff all the time. There's no way grown-ups would tell us these stories. They always say we are too young to hear them. That they'll turn us rotten and stuff like that. But I'm old enough already. Hearing a story is not going to turn me into a monster. Besides, there aren't many adults still around who know these stories anyway. If my friend hadn't told me, I wouldn't even have known the stories about this picture. Okay, fine then. Guess we'll move on. So, the grown-ups were right to say that those ancient people threw the jade into the river from somewhere high up. But where exactly? And where did all the jade float off to? Well, it must have sunk to the bottom, right? It's not that simple. If it was thrown in somewhere upriver, and even if it sank to the bottom, it would still be pushed down river by the current, let alone after so many years. This turtle has some jade on it. Besides, I've never heard talk of an ancient ritual jade being found upriver. Chenyu Vale is a small place after all. If there had been such rumors, everyone would have already known about them. You know so much. You're future scholar material for sure. But what if I don't want to be a scholar? They don't earn much more, and it sounds like no fun. I want to be a warrior. Then become a traveler just like us. What could be more fun than adventuring around the world? Seeing as we now know the site of the Rain Jade right, what should we do next? Let's observe how the river flows. If you want to see how the river flows, maybe it would be a good idea to try the tall watchtower over at Shilong Wharf. You're a clever one, Miss Paimon. Of course. Okay, let's head out. Alright, let's go. Quick teleport. From up here, you can clearly see how the water moves faster through the narrows, then slows down again as the river widens out. The jade must have stopped there. Should find what we're looking for there. Wow, you're such a real whiz kid. Paimon's been wondering though, what's that massive thing in the distance? I have also been wondering that. That huge thing is the Jade Mouth, a legendary jade ring that an Adeptus threw into the water. Oh, but the river curves around there, so the current should actually speed up. The river gradually gets wider there. Yeah, so the rapid flow around the bend might have resulted in things being deposited along the convex bank, where it widens. So there's actually a good chance that the jade is at the bottom of the river somewhere around Jademouth. Of course, that's assuming that the course of the river hasn't been artificially altered. Not to mention, there's a fisherman's legend that goes something like, Jade shall rise from the sunken mouth, or something like that. Anyways, let's go over and take a look around first. Compared to little Mao, Paimon feels like she's completely out of her depth. It's because my friend is amazing. She knows everything there is to know about the mountains. And she's taught me loads too. And that's how I've learned so much. You are unfit for duty, Mini Pie. As the young lady, I am most disappointed. Ichuan, has the rarefied mountain air of miasma gone to your head or something? Or does the adeptal energy you use have side effects? You're behaving pretty strangely. Whatever the case, let's go down and get on a bamboo raft. Oh yeah, Jade Mouth, here we come. Another raft ride. So fun. Ozu. Someone coming aboard? Wait, is that little Mao? Come, come, I'll take you. Alright, boatman. Take us to the Jade Mouth. Alright, Jade Mouth it is. The other two, you are tourists. Haha, one of you are here for sightseeing. There's not many locals who head that way. You could say that, Mr. Boatman. Are there any stories about the Jade Mouth that I haven't heard before? Knowing you and how much you love your stories, kiddo, you must have heard them all by now. Tell me more, tell me more. Alright then. Well, I've heard it mentioned before that the Jade Mouth was left behind by Rex Lapis when he marched through here to save the people of Chenyu Vale. Legend has it that to prevent a naval advance from downstream, the local adepti... You're making it up as you go again, Gramps. There's no way that Liyue's navy came up this river. I've heard that the Jade Mouth was formed by a piece of jade left behind by a giant carp. In those days, a baddie got tired to redirect the river to drown the millilith stationed on both of the banks in Chenyu Vale. But a giant white snake and a giant carp who were her subordinates disobeyed her order. The giant white... Wow, text. She threw the jade she wore here. The jade pinned the river down, and ever since then we have had no more floods. Everyone can live peacefully on both sides of the river. You might understand a lot, kiddo, but you haven't seen much. Take a closer look. There aren't any crops by this river. See, after it was pinned down by the jades. It's true that the river hasn't flooded, but that also meant it hasn't been able to provide irrigation for crops. Such a river leaves no sustenance for the earth on its banks. And of course that also means no people living peacefully, living peaceful lives on both sides. I'm getting now, but did you just say that the Adepti were resisting the Lord of Geo? That's how it was all that time ago. Some people believe that the first Lord of all Liyue was Rex Lapis, but in Chenyu Vale we believe that before he came there were other gods and Adepti who protected our ancestors. I've heard Wow, what's that scream? Sector for the Carp Adeptors who planted our first tea tree. Aren't these Adepti meant to be the baddies? They were serving under the baddie god, right? Some stories they're the baddies, while in other they're the goodies. But it was all such a long, long time ago. Even the grown-ups don't remember much, so they always try to bluff me. Talking about that friend of yours again, how can such a supernatural being be held to our simple codes of right and wrong? There you go again. Alright then, time to get off. We're here. Thanks, Gramps. Please no more auto text. Especially when it's that much. We are here. This is the Jade Mouth. Such a huge chunk of jade, and even the other pieces of it are massive. Whoever it was that threw it down, adepts or not. Please stop. They could be as tall as the clouds, or small enough to hide among pool and leaf. How did the rest of it go again? You really don't want me to read out loud. Pelican! Oh, that weird scream was a pelican. Perhaps. Can't see anything from here though. Oh, wait. You don't want me to go up here. Was in the background during the scene. Oh. Well, here's the Jade Mouth. But how are we gonna find all the jade underwater? Ah, so that's how it is. The spring cries ripples through the vales. The shrines depart from the northeast shores. The heights and shallows in the southwest hide. Sun and earth from each other divide. The eternal whirlpool that never churns. The beautiful jade concealed within. What's that little mouse singing about? Sounds pretty complicated. It's one of our local folk songs. I heard an old granny singing it as she was gathering herbs. I mean, if you look out from the center of the river to the banks on either side, you'll see 2 stone shrines hidden to the northeast and the southwest. These shrines keep the mighty whirlpool in the center suppressed. So destroy the shrines. Got it. Paimon understood the last bit, so the jade is all hidden beneath the whirlpool. Yep, sounds like we are going treasure hunting. Hooray! But the area between the northeast and southwest is so huge. After all, in a broad sense, the northeast and southwest of Jademouth can include pretty much the whole world. You're always thinking outside the box, Miss Paimon, but there's no need to worry. I already have an idea where the shrines will be, because, well, my friend told me. Come on, let's roll. Hold up. Does anyone else think a giant maelstrom suddenly appearing here might not be too great? No, let's just destroy the shrines. Oh yeah, won't that mean that boats will no longer be able to sail in and out of Xiaolong Wharf. Word. Oh, don't worry about that. My friend told me that once we are done what we need to beneath, the whirlpool will disappear completely. Otherwise, how would all the old boatmen carry on making a living? Elong, I guess. Wow, so it's not just a smart whirlpool, but a considerate one to boot. Let's get going then. May have killed an insect. And let's look for that pelican real quick, considering it must be on the way then. Jade Allergy of Bijou. Well, that just led to foul, so that was not the correct action. I tried.
Take it easy.
Maybe approach pelican slowly. I don't think that worked. Heli can't.
Take it easy.
Also, can't fish out of water. What a weird thing to say.
A new job.
Gotcha.
Wow, one of them did not get it.
Blow them all up! That really hurt!
quietly now.
Hold the line.
Lu Sun and Xiao Ye.
Another test subject. Cross.
Here comes the catch.
Higher, higher, hands on fire.
Should picked replace my test subject. The hunted.
Well, that was an encounter. So many chests I don't want to open, but this one might have stuff I need.
Treasure.
It does not.
One way to draw your target out.
Good to know for the next one. Huh? Look. Look at what? Damn text. In the pearl, something is glowing in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we gonna break the pearl too? I mean, I'm fine with it. Property damage is my middle name.
Take it easy.
Let's try using adaptal energy. We have used adaptal energy. Oh yeah, you healthy. Well, guess that settles it. All the pearls have lit up. Huh. We haven't seen the whirlpool from the song yet. What should we do next? How about giving that adaptal energy of yours a try, Li-Huan? Still dropped some meat, probably lost a leg or something. Yeah, maybe. You know, we might be able to call the whirlpool forth if we try using that adaptal energy. From the orb. Quick, look, the whirlpool appeared. That sounds like a safe thing to enter. Jump into the whirlpool. Follow the carp. Just like the legend says, a golden carp. It's you again, Adeptus Fujin. Fujin? Good thing there's gonna be a teleport point down here. Considering the whirlpool entrance might just close up again. That looks important. Liyue and Paimon, we meet again. And who might this be? Huh? You haven't met before? This is little Mao. He's helped us so much along the way. No. We haven't met before. You must be a good child, little Mao. Hello, and yes, that's me. Miss, are you an Adeptus? You are, aren't you? This is Adeptus Fujin. Hehe. Thanks for all the help you've given Liyue and Paimon, little Mao. But if she isn't your friend, who is your friend? It's really the legendary Fujin in the flesh. I can't believe this. I've heard so many stories about you, and now I know that you are not some kind of big slippery carp, but a lady instead, like a big sister. A big carp. Honestly, what kind of stories have you been listening to, little Mao? Ahem. One is indeed an Adeptus, and as such can take forms as one pleases. This particular form seemed like the most approachable one for conversing with humans. From what you said, you have a very unique scent, little Mao. Have you met someone in the mountains before? Someone with red eyes and a fair complexion, perhaps? Not exactly, Big Sis Fujin. You're not talking about one of your other friends, are you? My friend from the mountains doesn't sparkle like you do, but she's also really cool. She helped me tons and taught me loads. So it was her after all. So your friend wasn't Adeptus Fujin after all, huh? But Big Sis Fujin's my friend too now, isn't she? Of course, little Mao. I am delighted to have made friends with you. Way to go, little Mao. You've now met 2 Adepti. But I've met more. Whoop whoop, go me, I win. Huh? What? Don't worry about her. Anyway, does that mean little Mao's friend is also an Adeptus? As for whether little Mao's friend counts as an Adeptus or not, I'm not quite sure myself. After all, Adeptus is merely a title, and it's hard to say whether Adepti are even people. The word Adeptus is just like any other word, such as hero, villain, or idiot. No one is born an Adeptus, and no one shall remain an Adeptus forever. That's true, so you've met that friend of Little Mouse that we were talking about, right? Indeed, but it's been a long time, a long, long time, since I last saw her. So now I suspect that I don't know her half as well as Little Mao does. I'm not even sure if I still count as her friend. According to what Little Mao said. His friend wants to restore nature too. I would imagine so. Anyway, I must ask you all to please take this piece of votive rain jade. I had originally hoped it might remain here, the same as it ever was, but I never expected it to grow quite so large. Ah, I used to love it so. This rain jade that you mentioned, did it rain down or make it rain or something? Of course not. After the great changes in our geology, the ancestors of the people of Chenyu Bay lost their ability to communicate with the heavens and lost the guidance of emissaries whose beauty was pure as moonlight. Henceforth, they began to take jade, which glowed as gently as the light of the moon, and cast it into the river. As they did this, they would pray for good omens, for fertile land, for clement weather, and for the riverbanks to hold strong. Over time, these rituals grew in power, until one day... Mrs. Fujin, what happened next? One day, the long war to become the gods who would reign over this world began. Afterward, this tradition lost all of its meaning, but though it was forgotten, its name is still passed down over generations. To cut a long story short, this piece of votive rain jade before us was the very last one ever to be thrown. Just as the part above the surface, when commanded by adeptal art, can be made large enough to stop a flood, its core too has been swollen by uncontrolled adeptal energy. Much of its power is dissipated into the surrounding area through the spirit veins. This power may also have affected the nearby flora and fauna, attracting and even making aberrations of them. You must be careful. Oh, what? As far as I can tell, the adeptal energy that has dissipated nearby should be sufficient to reawaken the hibernating votive rain jade. If this is the case, we are one step closer to achieving our goal of nursing the water and soil back to health. How would I say this? Liyue and Paimon, thank you both. You are doing an amazing thing by choosing to help me, you know. And little Mao, will you help me too? Will you help out your big sis? Of course, I want to restore nature too. Is that so? Well, that's good. You're very smart, little Mao. You'll understand everything later. Alright, then let us go our separate ways for now. Once you've retrieved the adeptal energy-filled votive rain jade, we'll meet again by a deep pool shrouded in cloud and mist to the south. The south, got it. She's gone and disappeared again. Ah well, let's just do what Big Sis Fujin said and restore this voting rain jade's power. Speaking of which, what's it got to do with voting? Cece, you're not that much brighter than Paimon, It's votive, not voting. Oh, right. It's so complicated. Though, since you mentioned it, what does votive even mean? And why is it called rain jade again? Exactly, what does it mean? It's a mystery. Time to beat up stuff.
Jumpy Dumpty go!
Oh, this Jade suddenly got bigger. Whoa, this is... so many goblets. Monsters!
La la la.
These things are full of anything.
Ha.
Anything. Well, that's 1 out of 4. Lumps of energy. As well as some direction, perhaps. Ah, Paimon's totally drenched. It's gone. Boar! Squirrel! Well, we are being certainly led around.
Woo.
That's a big boar! Beast Lord of Fuyu. A boar created by adaptal energy?
Woo. Pew. Rest and rebuild. See?
Pig that is big. Correct. A boar that is more.
More treasure, more treasure. Jumpy Dumpty go.
Busted. Things are about to get dicey.
Reinforcements?
That really hurt. Allow me. Torrent, Rim Refuge.
Oh, Clee died. Oh no, I trapped myself. Be right there. Saw something before those guys appeared that interested me. I thought that was something to pick up, but no, it's just reflection.
Huh?
That's a lot of Sealy. Ouch.
Provisions are vital.
I see a puzzle. Approaching quick. Oh, time limit.
Fine, go! Jumpy Dumpty go! Yay, shiny!
That's finally over.
Boom! Hi! Boom! Da da da!
It does look kinda awesome. Not gonna lie. Huh. Seems like the Jade's starting to move. It has already started to move. That's right, but according to the story, the riverbed should have lots of other votive rain jades. Why does Big Sister Fujin only want this one? Look, it's shining. Almost if it's resonating with the adaptal energy on you, Li Huan. Why don't we try using that power, eh? What could possibly go wrong? That should do it. Awesome. It suddenly became small. Yeah, Paimon didn't think it would just change size like that. Guess that's a millennia-old treasure for you. It's just like you said, little Mao. They could be as tall as the clouds, or small enough to hide amidst pool and leaf. Yeah, well, looks like the votive rain shade's in our hand now. You are so reliable, Li Huan. Hey, Paimon worked hard too. Miss Paimon's amazing. So you're going to take us to that deep pool shrouded in cloud and mist to the south now, right? Clouds and mist, I think Chenyu Vale really does have places like that. But where? Tell us, little guide, and Paimon will take you there. Do you remember the place Mountain mentioned? The spot where we met? That place is super foggy, and I know of a secret cavern that leads there. Even the old locals don't know about it. It was my friend who showed me the way, and since you are my friend too, Paimon, I'll tell you all about it. You've got an amazing friend, little Mao. Of course. Well, you're both pretty impressive too. Well, any friend of yours is a friend of ours too. In fact, Paimon hopes we'll meet her on the way. Shall we go? Paimon's gonna take you all to the place you mentioned, little Mao. Take us away, Miss Paimon. Oh no, treasure chests. I'll get back for those. On my own time. Jade, oh Jade. Oh no, treasure chests. What will I ever do about those? Liyue, Paimon. Hey, Mao, look out behind you. Whoa, that's a huge monster. Huh? Oh, no, she's my friend. Didn't I tell you before that I had a lot of friends? I just so happened to meet her, so I got a hold of her to introduce to you. Well, hello? I'm Liyue and this is Paimon. She's afraid of strangers. I usually call her Bluey because I don't really know her name. Oh, don't you worry about that. Liyue and Paimon are great people. They've been accompanying me on my adventures. They are real experts in mountains and forests too. I know. I've seen. Answer me this one thing. Where did you gain the power to suppress nature? Suppress nature? What do you mean? Plants pursue the sunlight and fertile soil, creating fruit fit for the birds and beasts to consume. The digested seeds are scattered, and those which consume seed and fruit become bait for predators. Thus everything returns to the land. The snake hidden in the branches, the fish in the mountains, and the beast of the forest, traveling in the realm of nature is wonderful. So why have you come? Oh, come on, Bluey. You don't have to be so fierce. You raised 2 questions. My adaptal energy comes from Adeptus Fujin, and our goal is to nurse the soil and water in Chenyu Vale. And we have to help her rejuvenate the water and soil of Chenyu Vale. Exactly. Something's off about Chenyu Vale's natural conditions, so Adeptus Fujin enlisted our help. If we don't, well, the tea leaves in Shaoying village are gonna turn out worse and worse, and the village itself might decline. That's why she wanted us to perform the Rain Jade rite, which will restore the area. Unless she lied to us. The Rain Jade rite, I see. You have answered 2 of my questions. You may ask me 2 also. Why do we have to do that? Give and take. It is only natural. You have 1 more question. Oh, you tricky. Little bastard. Wait, that one counted. And that was your second question. Whatever. You ask, Liyue. Do you know Adeptus Fujin? Yes, I do know Fujin. Basically, Adeptus Fujin has asked us to help nurse the soil and water in Chenyu Vale, so that the tea leaves in Xiaoying village will recover their original flavor. The new tea leaves taste better, more like before. Huh? More like... Whoa, and just like that she's gone. Don't worry about it, Paimon. She is like that. Sometimes, when I'm not looking, she'll just vanish into the shadows of the trees. Then at others, the sun might dazzle me, or the birds might call overhead. And there she is. In any case, guess we are all friends now. Nice! Yeah, your friend's pretty strange, little Mao. Is she? Well, for all you know, you are the ones who might seem strange to others. I mean, not only can you use adaptal energy to make the moss disappear, but you can make the golden stone things appear and vanish, and even turn into a carp and fly around like in the stories. After all, I'm none other than the young lady of the Feiyun Commerce Guild. What? Huh? Liyue, you're lacking behind in the conversation. By a ton. That said, Paimon couldn't have imagined that the friend you always spoke about was... Well, monster seems a bit rude and thing might be pretty offensive. That's right. Your friend's so blue. No wonder you call her Bluey. That's why I never told anyone. If the adults knew that we were friends, they might lock me up. Wait, really? You'd get to actual prison. No, not like that. They just wouldn't let me go out, make me wash my face and force me to read my books. I wouldn't get to play in the mountains anymore. And that's why I never told anyone. But you're my friends, so it's fine. Anyway, come with me. That's an awesome place. I'd love to show you. Anyway. Pretty sure Bluey is the boss we fought 2 streams ago. Or at least she's the same thing as those, so...
Let's move out.
Also, we unlocked that chest last time, and therefore I know now that chests that are locked by enemies will re-lock if left behind. Also, take care of the miasma here was part of this quest. We did that last time. We are a bit ahead of the time, I guess. And yeah, we did see this one last time. Clean it. You're awesome, Liyue. You pushed the moss back just like that, like you did with the smoky cloud. Still, that wasn't here yesterday. Is this what they call nature? Don't worry about it. Moss or hilichurns, just leave them all to Liyue. Little Mao, what's this picture about? Originally I didn't know either, but I figured it out today after hearing Big Sis Fujin's story. This must be the stuff that happened before the mural on Mount Lingmeng was made. See this? Long ago, people were able to talk to the gods and Adepti in the skies by talking to that big piece of jade in the middle. The emissaries of the gods would lead them and protect them. See? That's gotta be the shiny golden person standing in the middle. I bet that was a super amazing person. Maybe. But later, just like Pixis Fujin said, something changed, and the people of Chenyu Vale lost their guiding emissary, and they couldn't talk to the heavens any longer. That's how the Rain Jade Rite came about. Huh. Your story does make sense. Thanks. What do you think, Li Huan? That's a distinct possibility. Come to think of it, our ancestors were pretty amazing themselves, huh? The jades they left to us still have the power to restore nature. For something this old to still be so strong, the past must have been as well a time than the present, huh? That's not true. The world marches onward, leaving the accumulated detritus of the past in its wake. Oh, that's a really cool thought. I never thought about it that way. Paimon thinks that you are the amazing one, little Mao. We've seen lots of ancient objects, puzzles, mysterious powers, and monsters in our time, but Paimon's never considered this stuff before. Oh, you know what? Not thinking about this stuff at all is pretty awesome too, really. I bet you'll be just like my big sister when you grow up, just having fun adventuring everywhere. Oh? You have a big sister then? Well, we are not blood related, but she worked here in Chenyu Vale for a while. She'd go up the mountains and run around the rivers, and I'd follow her. We discovered this little cave together. She said that this cave is my Rubicon. Not that I know what that means. However, she hasn't written to me in a long time. If I were to guess, she's off adventuring in some faraway place. Maybe in the ancient city of Ys, or something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Heh. This big sis of yours seems like an interesting person. I know, right? Still, Big Sis Fujin needs our help, so let's continue on. Oh, there you all were. Ah, I was so worried. Wow, a golden cup. Do you not recognize her by now? Ah! One was quite concerned that the swirling miasma and fierce beasts that roam might have caused you ill. But one sees that it is not so, and that is good. Thanks to the adaptal energy you possess, Li Huan, one has been connected to the golden carp here, thus gaining the means to speak with you directly. Li Huan, Paimon, little Mao, please come with me. Wow, you're super amazing, Fujin. Of course, before one such as... Huh? Text too quick, why always? I guess we need to fight. I guess I'm...
Rest and rebuild.
It's about time... Lee got her health back. It is just up ahead. Where do you lead me? Much time has passed since I last emerged here. This was once a lively place, filled with the aroma of incense. Then, the three of us could travel freely across the mountains and rivers. If we feed the cat with a posh name with this fish, would it object? Yes, it is very, very particular about pelicans. Yes, those days were like flowing water beneath the moon, dark yet sparkling oh so brightly. But enough reminiscing. Thanks to you all, I am now able to return here and host the Rain Jade rite. So you are that person in the mural? Oh, I get it now. That person standing on the mountain, hugging that egg. That was you, wasn't it? An egg? Come now, little Mao. That was precious Jade. Casting Rain Jade is a ritual of great power. The votive Rain Jade can calm rivers, improve the weather, but it can also be a thing of death and slaughter. Only the thinnest line separates curse and the adaptable energies that have aided you up till now. That is why I must make sure that the rite does not fall into the hands of those who would do ill. That's why... yes, that is correct. One was indeed the figure who hugged the egg in that mural. Big Sis Fujin, does this make you pretty, ancient? Yes, it does. Still, I do like the name Big Sis. It does quite make me feel young. Well, being called Adeptus is pretty alright too, right? Well, certainly. Though even if others title me as such, I am aware that I am hardly the equal of true Adepti like Mountain Shaper and the rest. I am, in truth, the weakest of my band of friends. I cannot make medicines to save others, nor can I bound across the mountains and plains. Even so, I could not simply lay the title down. It would have done the people of Chenyu Vale a disservice, I fear. Still, you may call me whatever you wish. After all, we have become friends, or so I would say. In any case, my days of being called an Adeptus are now consigned to history, just like this place has been. Once the Rain Jade rite was a day of great celebration, where we would commemorate the Year of Abundance, using laughter, firecracker battles, and beast dances to frighten the ill omens away. This must appear like naught but forgotten ruins to the modern mind. Well, not completely forgotten. That's right. People in Xiaoying village told us that it was the mighty Adeptus Fujin who defeated the demons and planted the first tea tree. Back on the bamboo raft, Grandpa Lu also mentioned that the offerings of tea were to a certain carp Adeptus. And wasn't there that opera sung at Elong Wharf about the carp going around killing stuff? You were so awesome in those stories, Big Sis Fujin. Also, people still do the wushu dance, you know. You said it yourself. The definition of an Adeptus is... Also, putting definitions aside, you are our friend, Fujin. You shouldn't be constantly fretting about the right and stuff. You should live happily, like we are companions on an adventure. That's right. We are on an adventure together. Tea grows on trees. I don't know. How do tea leaves work? I guess there's different kinds of teas. Can you make tea out of any plant in hot water? If you really want to. Right. Yes, you're right. Thank you. That was well said. Indeed, I was the one who asked you all to help. It wouldn't do at all if I just continued wallowing in the past, now would it? It's a bit stretching a definition of tea. In any case, I'll need your help to prepare for the rite itself. Soup is tea this way. Yes, soup and tea are the same thing. Soup is leaf juice, I have heard before. Or tea is leaf juice. Something like that. In any case, have you encountered any sacred simulacra in your adventures? Those were ritual spirits often used by people in ancient times to protect their homes. There should be some nearby. Lihuan, Paimon, Little Mao, please help me put the simulacra in their proper places. That way we can restore the spirit veins using the Rain Jade right. Leave it to us. Tea is leaf soup. Then I can agree. Good. I will. I have faith in you. Prepare for the Rain Jade rite. I did one of those last time. Yes, there is another one. Oh yeah, we can walk on water here. Platforming. Where the platforms come to us. It's for the right, then allow me to help too. I'll be enough to just place me back on my pedestal. Will do. That should do it. Kinda glad we didn't just waste our time last time by doing some of these things. Sacred simulacra are all ready. Thank you both. The votive Rain Jade has been returned to its priests. The statues have come back to their rightful places. The Rain Jade rite is now ready to be performed. But will Chenyu really recover once you cast the Rain Jade in? That's right. Things will get better for us, little Mao. Nature, Jade, humans, all is divinely dictated. The changes in the land and water in Chenyu Vale, the malicious fog in the spirit veins, they are all essentially a sign of the earth moving against the flow of time. Heh. Yeah. So that miasma-like thing is a manifestation of environmental disorder. That's right. You can think of it like Chenyu Vale's attempt to, how to put it, return to nature. And what we intend to do here is to treat the land and soil and rid it of this sickness. Return to nature. After all, before humans left their caves and mountains to dominate the world and regulate nature, and before Chenyu Vale or Bishui River got those names, the land, mountains, and rivers had their own order. Even I sometimes miss the cool mountain streams and the great rivers that would ebb and flow with the season. I mean, I was once a mere fish that swam. But if we let nature seize control of its order once more, the people of Chenyu Vale will suffer and languish. I hope you can understand. Yeah. In that case, Someone does not enjoy. Huh? Did it work? That thing in the fog just now. It seems I'm too feeble in my current state. Huh? I got the votive rain shade and replaced the simulacra, but it still wasn't enough. I'm very sorry. It's not your fault. I need more power to overcome this trial. Just as the adaptal energy in the votive rain shade has dissipated into the spirit veins, so has my power also left me across the long years. Huh? Will you grow really big just like that Jade? Probably not. Just think about it though. Super Adeptus Fugem, now 3 times the size. Well, is there any way we can restore your power? The golden cup. Ah, Liyue, you are wise indeed. Before you found a few golden carp, I could not even muster the strength to appear. Initially I thought that we just needed to get all the ritual implements, and that would make up for the deficiency in my power. I was not entirely open with you before, but neither the present nor past me was anywhere near a match for the Adepti of the South. I feared you would consider me weak and unworthy of your help. Gee, is that it? Paimon thought you'd have something more important to say. Eh? There's no way we'd abandon or not make friends with you just because of that. That I, the young lady, consider you a friend is not conditional on your status as an Adeptus. Other than that whole young lady bit, Paimon wanted to say the same thing. My friend told me lots of stories about you. In my mind, even though we've just met, we are already friends. And I also want you to be happy, big sis. Alright, thank you all of you. Well, that's more like it. So where should we start looking for these golden carp? I believe that you will have to go to the Yaodi Valley. There will be a cavern there with a golden carp hidden within. I wonder, is that a cavern I have also already unlocked? Yes, I think so, because there's a pin here to remind myself that there's a cavern here that I opened up. I'm so good at doing things previously.
La la la.
Already got rid of the nearby miasma. Please, everyone, do enter. It's Fujin. Wait, is this your, what was that called? Your boat. Place that herb lord and I made. I did not dare enter this place. Off screen. And I guess that was a good idea. Considering we need to now. Lots of things to hit around here that have lots of items in them. I'm not good at small talk. Do you have anything you want to talk about? I am the butler of this place, and I'm responsible for the management of the master's abode. Hit. Horse heads. Adeptus Notes 1. The branch she planted keeps growing. It seems the water and soil in the cave are quite nutritious. Maybe in a few years, once it grows a little bigger, that medicine jar will be too small for this young tree. She connected the door-opening mechanism with the jar the branch is planted in, breathing life-giving adaptal energy into said mechanism. It seems the jar containing the mechanism was damaged a long time ago. I wonder if the door can still open and close. The content is blurred and only a few incomplete sentences written in elegant handwriting are legible. As the vivid butterflies converge in the jar, the adaptal energy surges anew, akin to new life restored to a withered tree. Go west and behold Lingshu Courtyard and a mushroom? Nope. Should not have picked that. A mushroom? Question mark? But mushroom are fine. Mr. Butler, can you move around? Yes. Got it. I can talk about things with you. You are going to enter Master's study. Remember not to touch the stone slate. It is something very important to Master. The stone slate, you say? Oops. Oh. Is this another one we've already seen? It might be. This might have been the first one we saw. Moss is not the problem here. We're here, Big, says Fujin. Have you been waiting for us here all this time? No. After leaving Carp's Rest, I can only appear in places in which my power remains, and only by the grace of your adaptal energy, Li Huan. Wait a minute. Didn't the gap in the middle of that mural originally have something that went with the Golden Carp mural in it? I'm not sure. In truth, this is my first time seeing this mural as well. Huh? I'm sure you've all heard of the battles that took place in the past. Canria, the Archon War. Sorry, I'm merely a minor adeptus of Chenyu Vale. I fear I know little about any wars concerning this Canria. The Archon War? Yes, this cave was one of the shelters we built for the inhabitants of Chenyu Vale, such that the innocents caught in the crossfire when the floods overturned the heavens and the earth split open could have a place of safety. I didn't expect that they'd draw a mural here, though. I believed the ones depicted to be me. I mean, the big, slippery carp little Mao mentioned, and a friend. If that's the case, why did the most important part get taken somewhere else? That's true. Why is that? Perhaps dissatisfaction. The three of us were once great friends, with two of us becoming worshipped as adepti, and one of us was always the mountain's master. Later, Herblord and I defected together, and she most likely died too. Or perhaps the one amongst us who fought to the last never submitted, and only heard news of us afterwards. Perhaps to her we were all traitors, with the depictions of myself and Herblord becoming an object for her to vent her fury against. Huh? Is that really the case? The painting outside looks like. Who knows? In any case, that's all in the past. So please, lend me your strength in nursing Chenyu Vale back to health. I can feel that there's another golden carp lingering where I used to. Near Mount Shualin, I believe. Oh, so there's another. Get that one. You'll have enough strength to perform the ritual. Speaking of that, I must apologize for being unable to control the golden carp, even with you nearby. I know they might have given you some trouble swimming through the air like that. It's fine. I just think of them like sealies. But really, where is the golden carp that should be here? Well, inside the painting. Just use your adeptal energy to reawaken it, Li Huan. Oh, this mural. Right, this is... So this is the missing piece, huh? Goodbye. But also... Can you open this for me? I guess not. I thought that was the trick, but I guess it is not. Oh well. Moving on with our lives. Well, that's Mount Shualin right up ahead. Nice. Let's see what clues we can find. I also went exactly here and not one step further, I think. Puzzle solved. Oh. Puzzle solved. Good thing I have a bow user in my team. Puzzle solved. That's a very weird mountain. Don't you think so? It is pondering that chest. Jade Cascade. Use the adaptable energy granted by Fujin to freely move the Jade hairpin she left behind. Move the Jade hairpin to insert it into the right place. If placed correctly, the sacred spring gushing from the Jade hairpin will touch the spirit orb on the stone carp statue and reactivate it. Puzzles. Goodbye, rock. Hello, chest. Carp spirit orb. An orb that was inlaid on the golden carp fish statue. It contains an immense amount of adaptable energy.
Treasure. One way to draw your target out of hiding.
There's so much to see here. I'm getting overwhelmed. Just the tiniest bit. Huh, there's a pavilion here on this mountain. It's rather adaptized style. Huh, Pyron wonders where we'll find that golden carp. This place is kinda huge. Maybe we can do what we did last time, you know? The bit where you use adaptable energy on the mural, and the carp turned out to be hiding inside. Look, Liyue, there's 4 stone carp statues here. Do you think there might be 4 giant carps hidden inside? Huh, that does make sense. You're pretty smart, little Mao. Liyue, is the adaptable energy reacting in any way? Not at all. There seems to be something missing inside. Huh, it might be where the critical clue lies. Ah, Liyue, over there, it looks like there's an orb inside some of these carp statues. Didn't we find some statues of carps and large pearls on our way down the mountain? Maybe those are actually used for something. It's worth a try. Good job, little Mao. Hehe. Well, let's give it a go then. One orb. Yes, we need more orb. Oh, morb. Whoa. Scary.
A chest full of valuables and a trove of potential clues.
Goodbye.
Take it easy.
It's pretty cool to let me jump up from the highest point. Oh, I guess that thing might be in there. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Back up.
Easy money.
Oh. We kinda need that fish. Would you mind giving me that fish?
Game's up. Fun's over.
Dog's over! Allow me! Boing, boing, boing! Woo! Da, da, da! Ha! Woo! Yeah!
And now, fish orb, please. Thank you. Back up. Back down. And this is what it needs to be. And what, perchance, do I need to do to get this fish out of the water? Please move the waterfall above me away so that I may return to my floating platform. Oops. Good. Now balance has been restored. And now balance will be unrestored. My apologies for the pure hospitality. It has been a long time since I last enjoyed tea with others. Hopefully, my brewing skills have not deteriorated too much over time. Oh, I mean, I have some experience in appreciating tea. It was also thanks to this that I was able to tell that this year's tea offering smelled off. That was how I discovered trouble with the soil and water quality. Looks like it wasn't some sort of meaningless tradition after all. I suppose so. Now I can tell those who fail to appreciate the value of tea about its value with confidence. Come, Liyue, have some tea. Is this your teapot, Fujin? Yeah, there was that time in Liyue Harbor when we fixed Madame Ping's teapot for her. If you think about it, we seem to be having quite a connection with tea. Madame Ping. Ah, I think I know of whom you speak. We were acquainted back in the day, along with her friends. As little Mao said, I was once just a giant carp, unable to leave fresh water for too long, nor live in salty waters. As such, they sent me one of these teapots. That was how friends would have been able to take me, inside my teapot, of course, to Greedy Plains and Liyue Harbor, to meet those lovely people they spoke of. Unfortunately, such a time never quite came. Liyue, Paimon, you've been to Liyue Harbor. Could you tell me more about the city? I'd like to hear about it too. I've never been. Well, Paimon would like to start from one main restaurant. How about I handle the explanations this time? Sure, but don't you dare skip over any of the eating bits. It is a port city built nestled against the mountains. You begin, only for Fujin to interrupt you. She notes that she'd like to hear your Liyue story. You understand, and begin again. When we arrived in Liyue Harbor, Paimon and I were just in time for the rite of descension. The child and adeptus before you listen to your words, and Paimon's incessant interjections, leaning forward as you speak, exclaiming in shock and relaxing as the tension in the tale rises and falls. They also add their own commentary and questions about Liyue, such as the food and flavors available at restaurants. The toys the old lady sells, the gems and jewelry of Phaon Slope, and such. As you watch Fujin, little Mao, and Paimon be so moved by the tale. Along this journey, we met many friends and experienced so many things. I can only hope that in the end it will all be worth it. Wow, a sea monster, huh? Amazing! Liyue Harbor is not what I imagined. Do you find it disappointing? Well, no, just different. Being different doesn't make it bad. I like the Liyue Harbor you described. It is good to hear that, after all this time, our dear Herb Lord was able to find a home there. I think that's simply wonderful. What about you, little Mao? Could you tell me about you and your friends? I'm curious to know what she's like. Sure, Paimon and Liyue have met her already, so it wouldn't be fair if I didn't tell you. So this is how we met. At a time, I was still a little kid who didn't know anything about the mountains. It was nighttime, and some wild beasts were following me through the forest. It was super scary. Finally, I was chased to a clearing and surrounded by those beasties. For a moment, I was convinced I was gonna get eaten, but suddenly they all backed off in the woods. and then they were gone. And I looked back, there she was, looking at me. She was like Jade, but there was a dignity to her. I knew it then, that she was the master of the mountain that my grandparents had told me about. I wasn't scared, I just told her, I finally found you. I've been looking for you for so long. I don't know why, but she lowered her head in thought before walking off. She made no noise as she did so. I listened as hard as I could, but there were no sounds of anything stepping on branches or falling leaves. After that, I would sometimes catch sight of her, moving between trees in a flash. Sometimes the rising moonlight would outline her shadow as she stood atop a high mountain. At that time I thought it was strange. Why hadn't I seen her before? She was always there after all. I wanted to talk to her, but she would always turn and leave. It was only later that she became willing to talk to me. Much later on, she would take me up very high mountains and into very deep forests. She asked me a lot of questions, and in exchange she told me lots of stories. In the beginning, Shaoying village was a nameless, barren mountain, and the rivers had a real temper. Sometimes they'd flood, and other times they would all but wither. And on that barren mountain she made 2 friends, a fish and a snake. But later the snake was cut into pieces, and the fish sank into the sea, and then only Liyue was left. Thank you, little Mao. Also, don't tell anyone about my friend, alright? Of course we won't. Text, no! Indeed. But that was all in my past life. Oh, did we ask about whether she was the fish? Many years have passed since I could no longer move freely. I suspect that I might not recognize her any longer. Though from little Mao's words, she might not have changed too much. Past life? Perhaps that is not the most accurate way to phrase it. I did not utterly perish, but I did lose my original form, and my strength and wisdom dissipated along the spirit veins. This is also why I invited you and Li Huan to Carp's Rest. If we were not there, I would not even have a form to show you, or a voice with which to speak to you. It is thanks to you that I have been able to slowly regain my previous strength. Coming here and once more seeing these scenes with my own eyes, meeting old friends from the past, and more importantly, making new friends. I'm very glad. How did you die? My memories of that have grown foggy. The Herb Lord and I were both servants of another god, and it was I that organized the Rain Jade rite, administering the rivers and mountains for our lord. As for the other, she was as she is, a beast, wild and free. In those peaceful days, I also climbed waterfalls to Mount Ao Sung and Mount Hu Lao. And there I met the Adepti, whose powers and wisdom far eclipsed mine. Of course, that was all before the war. Our Lord was not a heinous being by any means. Once upon a time she made many dreams come true. If there was any evil, it was the Archon War itself. What happened next needs no further explanation on my part, I'm sure. You talked about how you and Herb Lord defected. That's right. That might have been the bravest thing we've ever done. Our Lord had all but gone mad, seeking the position of a god who may rule this world, or perhaps seeking survival. Either way, she lacked the power to overcome Morax. So in a final, desperate gamble, she caused the Bijui River to flood, hoping to destroy everything downstream. Of course she knew what that would mean for Chenyu Vale and its people. Whoa, but Paimon thinks that that's something you should never ever do, period. Perhaps that's just what war does to people. Either way, that was our final adventure as a trio of friends. Ling Yuan attacked people with her familiars, herding them to the shelter we had prepared. Herblord fought against our mistress, while I climbed Mount Ling Meng and hurled the votive rain jade into the rising waters. Of course, that wasn't a proper rain jade rite. It was simply the release of the adeptal energy stored within the jade pendant to have the earth open its maw and swallow the rivers and allow the jade mouth to grow and stabilize the flow. Whoa, what happened next? Didn't little Mao tell you how it all ended? Yeah. That's right. Wait, really? When? Alright, that's enough about the past. We should get back to performing the rite itself. True, but what about the golden cup? Isn't that what we are looking for? In truth, you've already found it. As with the previous one, that's how it was able to appear before you. How I was able to appear before you. It's just that I missed the scenery here a bit too much, so I couldn't help but have a long chat with you all. After all, your sense of time and mine are not the same. You won't tarry long once your objectives are complete, will you? As such, I apologize. Please forgive my capriciousness. Go on. Oh, so you were inside the teapot. Let's try this right once more. Though my power is still a far cry from how it was in the past, thanks to your aid I have regained much strength. Thank you. Next we need to perform the ceremony. What effects will it have? It's been thousands of years since we last performed it, and the mountains, rivers and spirit veins have all changed a great deal. But if all goes well, the votive rain jade will resolve the issue. Otherwise we will all die. Well then, let's begin. Are we unfogging? The fog's dissipating. Whoa, what's that? Huh. It's just like in the mural. Do you remember, Paimon? The one with the two golden people and something in between them. Wow, you're really impressive, little Mao. Paimon didn't remember that at all. Paimon, you're not very smart, are you? Behold, the sacred mountain. In my era, to merely climb it was already to transgress. But the ancestral inhabitants of this place are gone, and the communing path lies waste and broken. Who shall judge us now? That is where the spirit veins of Chenyu Vale converge. Through it, a can transmit my adaptal energy through the veil, restoring its water and its soil. We are only one step off from achieving our goal. Are you prepared, Liyue? Let's do this. Indeed. Rays of lysine. Fish be swimming. Yeah, that whole area was not there. I had a feeling that the map did not continue at that point. And now we must climb the mountain oh so sacred. Please come with me. Wait, why do you turn into a golden carp again? This form makes movement easier. Oh, yes, here's a miasma I could not clear beforehand.
Quietly now. Things are about to get dicey.
Thunderhelm Launcher, miasma infested monster.
Time to go. Boing, boing, boom! Sparks and flash! Jumpy dump! Rest and rebuild! Covenant of the deep!
Purified. Liyue, I perceived it would be you, and I do miss you so, but this really might be a bad time. Huh? So Bluey's name is Liyue. Don't be like that. Speak with me. The opportunity to speak will come, but it is not now. You know this. I know this, but I cannot allow it. Wait just a while longer. It will end soon. I do not like the things up there, but it does not matter. Just leave it to me, Fujin. Do not come up here. Yikes, where'd these guys come from? Timing and Lulu.
Here comes the catch.
Cross over! Allow me! Blow them all up! Phew!
Always, every time I use Hu Tao, I realize this late that she's not using her weapon. She's using a level 1 Dragon Spine Spear. That's a problem if you have one weapon for multiple characters. But I just realized how little damage she was doing. Look forward to there not being any more fights today, now that I figured that out. G1 Peak. I'm quite sorry for not being completely frank with you earlier. Though I became aware of it during our travels, I did not wish to believe that my old friend Ling Yuan would be the source of the storm that buffets Chenyu Vale. I actually had an inkling already. Eh? You did? When? How did you figure it out? She, Herblord, and I once defended Chenyu Vale together. To think that she would do something so wicked. Her disruption of the spirit veins has caused the miasma to propagate. And the one who stopped me from performing the rite the first time was also her. But Big Sis Fujin, Ling Yuan isn't a bad person. I know, little Mao, she is your friend. But at this time, she is the greatest threat to Chenyu Vale. If she controls this sacred mountain, she will wield the power to completely alter the land of Chenyu Vale in the blink of an eye. I fear that Ling Yuan has already entered Shiwang Terrace before us. She means to rewrite the flow and path of the spirit veins. We have little time left. There might still be a boss battle against Ling Yuan. Li Huan. Oh, our names are very similar. You have mastered the adaptal energy available here in Chenyu Vale. Ling Yuan and her familiars will not be your match. Please accompany me for a time and aid me. For the sake of the people in Chenyu Vale, I will perform a ritual and open up the way to Shiwang Terrace. Please stay by my side and protect me. Sounds like battle.
Really? Busted.
That's much better than numbers.
Things are about to get dicey.
Higher, higher, pants on fire!
Why won't you listen to me? Will you not wait? Your strength is feeble. You cannot match me. But do not worry. You will soon recover. Ling Yuan, say no more. Li Huan and I will stop you. We will stop this plan to destroy Chenyu Vale. The ritual is complete. The gate to Shiwang Terrace is now open. Above the clouds. Ley line disorder. When Ling Yuan changes the direction of the spirit veins, miasmic simulacra will be continuously generated. These simulacra will deal continuous damage to nearby characters. When Ling Yuan is gathering hydro or anemo adaptal energy, if there are any miasma simulacra still present, Ling Yuan will gather them all as well to power up that attack. Use adaptal energy to eliminate these simulacra. If all miasma simulacra are eliminated before Ling Yuan gathers up adaptal energy, the spirit veins will be stabilized once more, reviving all party members and granting them the protection of the spirit veins for a short duration. While spirit vein protection is active, all party members' attack will be increased and they will be continuously healed. Freeze Ling Yuan while she is gathering hydroadaptal energy and then use shatter, melt or other elemental reactions to break the ice and briefly immobilize her. Will this be much different from the regular boss battle against this type of enemy? Like, this part was definitely in the enemy description. Attack Ling Yuan with elemental type attacks that undergo elemental reactions with Anemo to break spirit wind pearls she summons and gain the same immobilize effect.
Wanna come over for tea?
I have a feeling it's gonna be mostly the same boss battle.
Quietly now.
Ling Yuan, Beast Lord of the Sunken Jade realm.
Boing, boing, boom! Hold the line! Blazing delight! Jumpy dumpty go! Yeah. La la la!
Gotcha.
See?
Except that I can't freeze you. Now's the time. Use the adaptal energy to destroy something.
Da, da, da.
Destroy these.
La la la. Pew!
Game's up. Fun's over.
Crossover! Boing, boing, boom! Pew! Yeah, jumpy, jumpy, go! Boom! Hi-ya! Allow me!
Yeah, I can't freeze you. I'm sorry. I'm not prepared in that way. And just burn you a lot.
Win it!
Ling Yuan. Human, let me tell you what you shall do. Fire arrows at my heart. If you approach up close, strike me with your sword. I will fight you to the last. You are the only one here who can fight. When I have crushed your neck, I will triumph. No, I don't intend to kill you. Why? I do not understand. You're Fujin's friend. Fine. You may ask me one question. You still really care about doing things like that, even though you lost, huh? Then let us exchange questions. Little Mao, do you have any questions? Bluey, why did you have to fight? Can't we all be friends? That's 2 questions. You bunch of two-legged, and you, Fujin. You have not the strength to form 2 legs of your own, yet you wish to walk in their form and speak to me. But how can humans and wild beasts ever be friends? That's not true, Bluey. You're lying. If that's the case, why didn't you just let those beasts eat me back then? If humans and beasts can be friends and you are a beast, you shouldn't have helped me. My actions are sometimes beyond even my own understanding. You were merely fortunate. Well, why didn't you just eat Mountain as well? She almost bumped into you while lost in a fog at the foot of the mountain. I saw it. You humans possess such wisdom that even nature submits to your will. In that case, you tell me, why didn't I eat her? What kind of question is that? Mount Lysin is dear to Adeptus Fujin. Let us just assume you are correct. She has told me much about the Rain Jade rite. Perhaps those memories affected my actions. You actually remembered everything I told you. Every year before the rite you would tell me, and that white snake, how expectant you were, and how nervous. And after the rite you would tell us how the festivities was so fun and lively. You would always speak, and I could not help but listen. Only humans forget. I forget nothing. You have cleared this doubt of mine. Now you may ask a question. Well, Adeptus Fujin, have you any questions? Thank you, Li Huan. Just a while back, Ling Yuan, I was telling them stories about our past. Why do you wish to wreck Chenyu Vale, which we once fought so hard to protect? You planted tea trees, promising to enjoy tea with us. This too I remember, but that sort of tea no longer exists. I want to change this land. I want to make it like it was all those millennia ago. You have walked with humans for too long. You have forgotten that you, I, and the snake all came from nature. I knew that you never truly perished, and you did not depart this place like the snake, so I wish to change this place to the form it had when you were born. All these years I have been slowly adjusting the spirit veins. The snake you are talking about is not Shang Sheng, right? I feel like someone earlier said that it found a new place in Liyue Harbor. Maybe I'm slow figuring that part out. Oh, I get it. So that's where the miasma came from. Then again, the snake was also said to have been killed. So, not entirely sure. Correct. Side effects. In the end, the process will change the soil, the waters, and the forest to what they should have been. But the soil, waters, and forests should have been? You truly have forgotten the past. The rivers rose and fell with the rains, and their path was not fixed. The tea trees and flowers were not trimmed or cultivated, nor did they exist for humanity. In such an environment, you would regain your old form and frolic once more in the great rivers. You would regain your strength. Spiritual powers blanketed the lands. In those days, the wild shrubs grew thick. Now the mountains and forests are silent, and the shimmering voice of the spring waters, tinkling like jade, can be heard no longer. But you don't understand. You still think you must stop me. Ling Yuan, I count myself more blessed than most to have lived such a happy life, and in the end, my soul returned to my home. You are the one who does not understand. Yes, and I have never understood. After you defeated me, you should have taken my territory. You planted tea on my mountain and gave that land to the humans. I do not understand why you did this. Chenyu Vale was once but a nameless land, and we were nameless insects, beasts, and fish. I was the master of an uncultivated mountain, and today that place belongs to neither of us. You took a human form and walked among them, without legs. You instituted the rain jade rite and helped them change the soil and water. I did not understand then either, but I could see how happy you were. The snake changed into a human form and used her knowledge to create medicines to save the sick. I could understand how the agile human fingers could help her do what she wished, but I do not know why it was done. Oh wait, I think in Baiju's story there was also a previous snake or something. I don't know. I don't quite understand, but I think there is a connection here. What happened after caused me still more confusion. You fought alongside humans and their so-called gods, and you perished. Humans fighting each other over territory and survival. Now, that I can understand. You both belong to the great river and the mountainous forests. You should have chosen to leave them and live on with me. Let that which is human belong to them, and nature belong to nature. Even if our territory were to shrink, we could still live freely. But now you wish to stop me and defend this land subdued by humanity. Answer me, why? Grrr. Ling Yuan, my friend, it is as you say. I do wish to protect them. Do not answer me with my own question. I was asking you why. This Ling Yuan might be a beast, but she sure cares about the order of things, huh? I know. That's how I learned so much from her. So you guys were just discussing stuff in the mountains? Well, not totally. That said, after hearing everything Bluey said about Big Sis Fujin, I thought they'd be happy to meet each other. At first, I was like you. I did not understand humanity, and I did not enjoy the excessive demands and love of hoarding, or the eternal desire to have more than they need, while caring so little for the needy themselves. Trading, wealth. Like you, I did not understand these concepts and did not understand why they influenced human joy and sorrow. But across the long years, I have also seen many other things. The cries of children break my heart, and the sound of an old person's shattered memory saddens me, just as though it were all a microcosm of these mountains and rivers. Have you noticed them, seen them? The children who wash their little feet in the streams, fishermen laughing beneath the light of the rainbow's arc, the moonlight wrists of lovebirds, their figures painted silver. Humans, too, are creatures of this land. Just how different is their innocence from ours? Wiki says, Shang Sheng is heavily implied to be the Herblord, based on numerous statements during the Chenyu Vale storyline about the Herblord's appearance and the White Snake and her having found a home. So not confirmed, but also not disconfirmed. I'm glad that I figured this out by myself, though. Even if very late in the story. You mean to say that you have chosen to take their side due to these emotions, not through natural principles or logic, and not due to anyone's orders? I suspect that Herblord had much the same reason as I. That said, I'm sure she'd put it all very differently. I remain unsatisfied with your answer, Fujin. I do not understand. Do you not? I think you've understood for a long time. When our previous god raised the waters, it was you who brought your familiars around to attack the people. and drive them to the shelters we had created. I just wish to help my friends, to make their wishes reality. Even if doing so means going against nature and the principles you follow. Even if it meant going against nature and the principles I follow, I would do so anyway. Well, then we aren't all that different now, are we? Didn't you also choose your own position on account of your feelings? I am satisfied with your answer, Fujin. Now you may ask a question. Very well. May I ask the next question, Liyue, Paimon? What about my question? Whoa, why are you acting like a kid all of a sudden? Yeah, that's really uncool for you. I apologize, but the question I wish to ask is very important, so I hope you can let me ask it. I'll make it up to you later, Liyue. You acknowledged my answer, acknowledged me, and acknowledged that you made choices based on your own feelings. Now, let me ask you. No, don't ask. You know what I'm going to ask you, right? If I need your help, would you still make the same choice? That's right. And what's your answer? Yes, I would. Even should another 1,000 years pass, and even if you ask me 1,000 more times, my answer would be the same. In that case, Lingyuan, I do in fact need your help. I truly wish to save the people of Chenyu Vale, so please don't stop me from nursing the water and soil, alright? I promise you, Fujin. You have walked with humans for much time and have learned their cunning. While I am but a foolish beast, my claws and teeth are sharp, but I am no match for you. Thank you, Lingyuan. And thank you, Liyue, Paimon, and Little Mao. You've accompanied me for so long, and you've helped me a lot. I wouldn't have made it here without you. I'm happy to have helped you, Big Sis. I'm so glad that Bluey got to meet you all too. I was so worried when you fought. You also have my thanks, Liyue, Little Mao. It was you who brought Fujin to me, though the circumstances of the meeting were not what I hoped for. And what about Paimon? Who? Alright then, let us begin. Big Sis Fujin? Big Sis! Where did she go? Do you still not understand? She used all the energy she accumulated recently to nurse the land. Wait, if that's the case, does that mean... Yes, it is as you suspect. But she struggled so hard to... Though we have now finished nursing the soil and water, the miasma that remains will not disappear immediately, so you'll have to be careful out there. Sorry for making you all see me like this. It is just as Liyue said. I have completely used up the energy I accumulated recently, and I can no longer maintain my favored form. Well, Paimon thought that... What's wrong? Nothing. Paimon's glad you are still here, Adeptus Fujin. Seriously, Liyue? What about me? As long as you are still here, Adeptus Fujin. Though my form has become, I am far more comfortable than before. At first, I was trapped at Carp's Rest, and could only reminisce about the outside world through the scent of the tea offerings. If I had not met you and Paimon, people of such compatibility with the spirit veins, I would have had none but my shadow to talk to, much less be able to leave Carp's Rest. Thank you for your concern. Please forgive me, but I must depart now. I'll need a bit of rest. And another thing, Liyue. Speak, what else would you have me do, or not do? Nothing. I just didn't get to say this due to the circumstances that prevailed before, but it is good to see you again. I know. Thank you all. Eh? Where did that one come from? I should thank you for bringing her back, safe, smooth and slippery. Even the way in which her fins move is the same as I remember. You sure have a strange way of remembering people. Or fish, whichever. I do not know how you did it, nor why you were able to obtain her adaptal energy all these thousands of years, and I never once heard her voice. It might be due to Liyue's unique constitution. I see. However, I am but a foolish beast. Even if I wanted to see her again, I would not know of a better way. Could only spend thousands of years clumsily imitating her methods, regulating the spirit veins in this land. I am quite stupid, and I only knew this method, and so I did it. It was akin to scooping every droplet from a rushing river, or every grain of sand from the vast desert. I knew as well that she would not smile as she once did, even if these mountains returned to how they once were. She, I, and the snake once laughed and swam happily here. Those days will never come again. She loves humanity too much, even more than she loves herself. Had I succeeded, she would only hate me. But that would have not mattered to me, so long as she could regain her form and swim free once more. Ah, and Paimon thought you were more concerned about nature. Of course I care. A land untamed by humans, a land of wild beasts, but that is a different subject from the matter of Fujin. If she thinks that a land tamed by humans is better, and that the strange tea leaves grown on such land taste superior, then I shall do what pleases her. So, thank you. You're welcome. Well, speaking of that, Paimon's curious. What did the tea leaves taste like in the past? Like leaves. When the land changed before, the tea leaves' flavor was much closer to what it was in the past, apart from some differences due to human influence. Wait, so you mean that the weirdly flavored tea cakes we had were... In that case, I prefer the current flavor profile. Tea leaves cultivated by humanity will be more to their liking, of course. What I do not understand is Fujin's tastes. If the snake was here, we could ask for her opinion. But perhaps her tastes have also become strange from spending so much time with humans. Before you go, Liyue, I have one final question for you. Those that come from nature will, for some reason, go against nature, against the laws nature originally followed. Will humans also go against humanity, against the principles they initially followed, for certain reasons? Yes. Thank you. I have received the answer I desired. Well then, little Mao, Liyue, Paimon, we shall meet again. Alright then. See you later, Bluey. Also remember to take care of Big Sis Fujin. She seems kinda weak right now, so she could use some extra care. I will. Farewell. Please wait, Lingyuan. I have a question for you as well. Are you petable? Ask then. I do owe you that. If human activities are part of the laws of nature, how would you view humanity? A strange question. In the distant past, they were indeed part of nature, but they are so no longer. That is because... No, I need to give this question more thought. Next time we meet, I will give you my answer. I guess we will meet again. And we will not know whether or not it is petable. There's a quest here with Uncle Law. That was not there before, I think. Speaking of him, you're back. We were just saying that good rainfall is bound to bring good tidings. And what do you know, dear guests? You've arrived right on time. Not petable, I presume. Too bad. How did it go? What I trust. Tell us all about it. We were able to clear the source of the anomalies. So you met the legendary Carp Adeptus. Oh my, as one would expect of the young miss of the Phaeon Commerce Guild, you really do have friends in high places. Now, your water and soil problems should be no more. Haha, old Law, just what did I say? I told you it was a problem with the soil, but you wouldn't listen. If it wasn't for their help, we'd still be tealess come the next year's lantern rite. Regardless, thank you both for your help, honored guests. With your help and the protection of the Carp Adeptus, I'm sure our village will surely see a great harvest of tea leaves this coming year. Ah yes, please take these. Take it as a token of our thanks. Right, I almost forgot. We came across this kid during our adventures. Is he from the village too? Uncle Law, I'm back. Well, if it isn't you, little Mao, finally of a mind to come back, huh? You don't seem worried at all. And what is there to fret about? This kid runs around in the mountains all the time, and he always comes back safe after getting tired. If you ask me, there has been an Adeptus looking after him in secret all along. You know, maybe that might even have been said Carp Adeptus. I've said it before. That wasn't an Adeptus, it was Bluey. Alright, little Mao. Don't argue with Law here. He's just pretending to know what he's talking about. Come by my place later. I'll make you some egg custard. Woohoo! Egg custard! And now you pretend to be a good person. Wait, what do you mean pretending to know? In any case, I don't really know how to repay you, dear guests. you should need any help in the future, Xiaoying Village will be there to lend you a hand. End of quest. That was quite the quest. Also, music. Feel like we got lots of achievements today. Well, at least 4. Spirits Adrift, Alas in Water. Discover the secret of the Jade Mouth. Jade, oh Jade, grant me my wish. Retrieve the final votive rain jade. As if seen from afar, ascend to the heavens with the dreams of the past. Ancient shaman song, witness the completion of the rain jade rite. That all? Continental Explorer, where the Bishui lingers. Light up the Chenyu Vale map completely. Jade Hall Guide, follow 4 Sealy. Chenyu Blessings of Sunken Jade, complete the quest we did today. Egg Mustard. And we probably did far more than necessary to get all the daily quests. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And a lot of text, especially in that final conversation.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Thank you for completing.
Thank you for letting me complete. Not sure what's next time. Not sure when's next time. Navia is still waiting for her story quest. So maybe that. Who knows?
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. See you next time. Never fed the cat. Well, we didn't. I'm pretty sure we didn't get what we needed. I'm almost certain. Where even was it? Where did we enter this place from? We came from down here. Past the turtle. I want to read the description of that fish. If we do not have it. There should be quests around. Cats don't starve anyway. We do not have it. A fish you managed to retrieve from the mouth of a pelican at the Jiang village docks. It seems to be an item that other creatures treasured greatly. You might be able to make amends for a certain loss from a certain time by returning this to the daily feeding vessel of certain animals. Make amends for a certain loss from a certain time. That's ominous. Isn't it, Sir Pouncelot? But yeah, I guess they are just around here, huh? No. It's a pelican at Shaoling Village docks.
Take it easy.
Where are the Shaoling Village docks? one may ask themselves.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
I mean, these are dogs. That's a pelican. Gotcha. She didn't drop any fish or anything. I mean, this one's in the water. Still doesn't matter though. Bandit. Aha. Hello. What's that fish in your mouth? Hearing your question, the origin of the fish, the thief becomes completely enraged. It spreads its wings and charges at you and Paimon, tussling and tangling with you both. After a difficult and grueling battle, you finally gain the upper hand. Now you know who's boss. Obtained fish. Guttural grunts. You nasty beastie. Guttural grunts.
See the Jade sway.
Truly the most boss battle we've ever had. I have to find my way back to that damn cat again.
Treasure. One way to draw your target out of hiding.
Thanks, Sir Pouncelot. I guess that worked out for us. The text for that fish, however, was a lot more ominous than that ended up being. Oh well. It might just be ominous for ominous sake. So many animals. All mysteries solved. No mysteries left to uncover in this game, clearly. So see you next time. For no mysteries at all. Everything is clear. Bye bye.